Testing.
Okay. And are we starting with them introducing? 30 seconds. And we have a timekeeper.
I'm Rick Watson. I'm currently the County Commissioner for District 1. I'm humbled and proud and excited to serve, and I seek your support to keep Rick Watson on the County Commission. Thank you.
My name is Ricky Jones. I'm a lifetime resident of Franklin County. I'm as Franklin County as you can get. Years ago, they had live births here at Weems. I was born there. I grew up in East Point and I graduated from Carabel. And I am running for the office of County Commission District 1 because I have you in mind, not myself. Thank you.
I'm Jimmy Lashley. I'm a lifelong resident of Franklin County. I'm an oysterman, and I love to serve. That is what is in my heart, a servant's heart. And I hope that everybody here will realize that tonight and through my campaign, that I am here for the people, to listen to the people, and do what the people want. Thank you.
I've lived here for 40 years, and at one time we were connected with the seafood and tourism. We had the county commission that worked together because they did not have the districts. We now are divided in a lot of ways. Where there is no vision, the people perish. What would be your vision for the entire county to come together?
Start with me. Stand up. Let me say I was not born here. I got here as quickly as I could about 24 years ago. I'm glad to be here. I think we've got a great opportunity with these BP funds that are coming. The purpose of the funds are twofold: one for economic development and one for environmental concerns. We're going to have probably about $34 million coming directly to Franklin County. The projects that come and that will be approved will be ones that serve the entire county. And so I think this is a great opportunity that we'll have to come together.
I'm optimistic that the people of Franklin County working together, just like we've started to see in the lives of our youth that are now in their 8th or 9th year as a consolidated school, they're learning how to get along, and I think God is going to help us adults to do the same. Because you see, in Franklin County, what we need to understand is we're not east versus west, we're not north versus south. We all live here. Most of us are here because we want to be here. I am putting my name on a ballot to run with my children in mind, because I would like for them to be able to do the same thing I have done, raise their family here. Thank you.
Ricky took it right out of my mouth. So exactly, just what he said. You know, we're all going to have to work together. We don't want to pit ourselves against each other. And so to do that, what we're going to have to do is try to get people coming to our county commission meetings and actually voicing their opinions and making sure that their opinion counts. And that's what I want to do as a commissioner. I want to hear what the people want me to do, what they want me to vote on a certain issue. My views do not matter as much as your views do. You are the voters, and that's what I plan to do to bring us together.
Okay, this is for all candidates. Please tell us why you're running for this office and what your top 2 issues that you would like to address if you are elected.
Do you want to go in the same order? Or
Same way right now, and then I'll tell you when it's the other, okay?
I think the top issue in District 1 is the dredging of the East Point Channel. That would be my highest priority. What was the second part of the question?
What are the 2 top issues that you would like to address if you are elected?
I think the East Point Channel, and I think wise spending of the BP funds. There's something about the funds, it's $34 million, but we in Franklin County depend on the state for a lot of grants. And with my experience, I believe I can be helpful in leveraging that to get a lot more than $34 million. So it's going to be a big issue for the county and be a high priority for me.
As I understand it, and being from here, going through it, our economy really needs some help. It doesn't matter if we're talking about BP funds or whatever we're doing. We've got to do something about our economy. Because I don't know about you, but where I work, when the Bay suffers, we suffer. We're in this thing together. Whatever it takes, it's got to happen, folks. Yes, we're protecting the Bay, but we can't protect it till we kill it. We have to protect the Bay, and we have to do something about our economy.
So the reason that I'm running, just like Ricky had said, is for my children. I want to see a future for Franklin County. I do envision a very bright future. And just like he says, our bay is important to this area. I want to see our county move forward in making sure that the people that work on our bay and that our bay are first priority. You know, we have a very interesting and select group of people that are very bright in this county. And we can, if we all work together, make every bit of this county a very, very great place to live. Not that it's not now. We can make it very much better. Just simply by working together, bringing businesses together to help foster jobs. Thank you.
Okay, what is your opinion on Weems Hospital and how it's being run and the new building? It's all of you.
I served on the Weems Memorial Hospital Board. I'm very familiar with the impact that Weems has on our community. We are a small hospital. We're a critical access hospital. About 60% of the patients can't afford to pay for the services. So we depend on the federal government to pay for those. We've started, Tallahassee Memorial Hospital has some slight affiliation with Weems. They've come to us to be a partner at risk, and it's something that the County Commission, I think, will look at very seriously. I support the renovation and expansion of the hospital.
I personally think Weems is doing very well, considering the fact that I've been there many times over many years. I know I have bills at home to prove it. They are doing very well. The administration that's running this hospital now is doing a fine job of what they took over. Going forward, I know, folks, that we need more and better services. I'm just not sure we need to borrow $10 million to do so, because that's not just going to be on us, that's going to be on our kids and their grandkids to try to pay off. They're doing a great job. I know that we need services, but I don't know that we need to go in debt to do so.
Can you hear me? Okay. So with Weems Hospital, the way it is being run is it has improved tremendously over the years with the current administration. I am a former EMT, and being around healthcare, I understand it pretty well. Our hospital is operating in the black. We have got to, is operating in the red. Our EMS is operating in the black. We have got to get our hospital to pay for itself. If we cannot, I believe that what we need to do is look for other options. One idea that I have thought about is bringing in another entity to actually run our hospital and actually do a satellite ER and go from there with a satellite ER and because we ship out most of the patients. They're not actually, sorry, thank you.
I think it's the first time I've ever been accused of talking too low. I can't believe it, but anyway. What is your position on the need to set up code enforcement to ensure Franklin County ordinances are being compliant with? That's not quite right. Compliant with, yeah, okay. Sorry. You want me to read it again? What is your position on the need to set up code enforcement to ensure Franklin County ordinances are being in compliance?
Same
thing.
Since I've been on the commission, we have adopted, or in the process of adopting, ordinance on litter control, animal control, and I think it's fine to do ordinances, but if you don't have a way to enforce the ordinances, I'm not sure that we gain that much. I was looking at the proposed budget for the different departments. Building department is asking for another building official that would be doing code enforcement.
Do me a favor.
So I think we need the ordinances, but we need enforcement as well.
Presently, from talking to various people, I think the problem is, especially with building code enforcement, a lot of the idea has been catch me if you can or do something about it if you can. Once I've already built it, it's okay. Or there have been instances where I've heard of, especially on St. George Island, of people actually filling in their land and trying to make something else out of it, or either filling in their land to the point that they're flooding out their neighbor. Folks, if we're going to make ordinances and we're not going to enforce them, why bother? Why bother making an ordinance if nobody's going to enforce it? And if it can't be enforced, then we need to find out why it can't. Because I promise you, there are enough of us here that care about the way we are and what we are to enforce some codes.
We do have a lot of codes here, and we really need to focus on enforcing those. I think the county should have at least 2 code enforcement officers to go after your building codes and make sure that they're compliant, just like he said, Mr. Watson said, litter control and things like that. Just like Ricky and both of them have said, and I agree with them 100%, if we have the codes, we have to enforce them. If we have those ordinances, we have to enforce them. Otherwise, what's the purpose? Thank you.
Okay. What do you see as your role as a county commissioner as far as in developing helping to develop the economic development? And I'm gonna make this 2 questions. Go ahead and answer that.
I think on economic development, what we need to do in Franklin County are 3 things. We have the tourism industry, we can build on that. We have the seafood industry, we should be able to build on that. ANAR being here and the Marine Research Center that's about to open, that's taking a resource that we have and expanding on it. With all the Air Force bases and military bases, Navy bases in the Panhandle, I think defense-related work might be another area of economic development. I was talking to some people from Panama City. There's so many pleasure and commercial boats over there at the Navy Coastal Systems Lab. They don't have space to do their training. We have space, so I think it's something we should look at.
For our local economy, first off, we must realize exactly where we are. Growing up, and it's just the way it was, if I missed school, I was probably shoveling oysters for somebody
I'm going to incorporate.
because it was an economy based on seafood. We can't just leave that and let it go, folks. It's not just something we do anymore. It's who we are. I know my dad that's at home tonight because he just had a surgery is still oystering and shelling for a living. He's 77 years old. Now, he chose that, but you know what? He wouldn't have it any other way. We have to do something about our bay, and we must do something to create other diversity and other jobs. Folks, law enforcement's good, but everybody can't do that. We have to do something.
My role as a county commissioner to work on economic development for the area, what I would say is that I want to see us work on Apalachicola Bay. Just like I had said before, we have got to take care of the bay and the people that work on it. That is one of the biggest industries we have here. Second is the tourism industry. We have the Tourist Development Council. That's a board that's extremely important. That's a big pot of money that comes into this county. That's a board that is extremely important for us to make sure that those monies are funneled in a proper way. And we are actually drawing people here because that oysterman's wife probably cleans those houses on St. George Island. So that's something that we really need to make sure that is done.
Okay. Following up on the economic development, what we were going after is, do you believe that countywide voting would help? Or how would you feel about your opinion of countywide voting and if it would help the economics of the county?
You mean doing away with single member districts?
Doing away or adding to?
Yeah.
Whatever your opinion is.
That issue came up before, I think with a non-binding referendum. I supported it, and I think District 1 supported it overwhelmingly. So I'm comfortable with, I guess, running at large instead of single member districts.
Personally, I believe countywide voting would be a good thing. I don't believe that it should be exclusive to the districts. I don't know how it would all work out, because I don't believe that countywide voting should include 5 people from one district and none from no other district. So I don't know how you would work all that out. But I do know, and I personally feel, being from here, that if you can win in the county, you deserve to be in that seat, whichever seat it may be, or that office. But, if you can't win in the county, then maybe, you don't need to be there.
And I echo what Mr. Jones and Mr. Watson said. I am definitely for countywide voting. I don't believe that we should do away with districts. The way I envision it is that we take and maintain our districts, but we allow voting for every district within the county. When you have district-only voting, you create an atmosphere where county commissioners could be pitted against each other. That's not a very good atmosphere to have. So I am definitely for countywide voting.
Okay, we have 2 questions from the audience. One is to Ricky Jones. Do you feel growing up in Franklin County is an advantage or a barrier to your role as a county commissioner?
I think it would be an advantage in a very large way because, as I told my wife one time, I was introducing her to somebody that I grew up with. She said, well, who was that? I said, well, when we were kids, there would be times where somebody would have a bloody nose, but it wasn't always the same guy. I believe it's an advantage being from here because by and large, I know you. Not only do I know you, I know what you're thinking about. I think I do. I think all of us are interested in the same thing. What are we going to change, and to what extent are we going to change? Folks, change isn't good just to be changing. We need to know what we're doing with our lives. When the lives of our families and your families, it makes a difference.
Okay. Rick Watson, we have one from the audience. What strategies would you use to help attract business in Franklin County?
One of the things about economic development, and I didn't mention this fund that is for all the 8 counties that were impacted by the BP spill. It's $300 that Franklin and Gulf County can participate in. We are going to have to compete with the other 8 counties from here to Escambia. One of the things that they'll be looking for is regional type projects. I went over to talk to the people in Gulf County right after I was appointed. Port St. Joe has the port. Franklin County has the airport. There's a great opportunity there. There's some synergy there that I think we can benefit both counties and the region. That's the kind of cooperation I'd like to promote.
I think that's all we have for all of you, and thank you very much. And we'll go to the school board. No.